Well, after several decades of waiting, the fans of the Fantastic Four finally get what they wanted, and it was a movie that was not terrible. Which, considering that this is Marvel's first family, like the superheroes' first family, the Fantastic Four is such a massive property. The fact that it took them, I was going to say 4 tries, I guess the first one never came out, to finally get a Fantastic Four movie right is almost impressive, but I'm happy to say, after finally walking out of watching Fantastic Four First Steps, this is the best Fantastic Four movie that has come out ever. And yeah, that's really not that hard to do. The other ones are kind of terrible. This movie is actually a good movie. Marvel really wanted to take the time to make this movie as good as they can to try and get Fantastic Four right, and it did do that. As far as the casting goes, I was always incredibly skeptical, and I know that the world was too. Evan Ross, whatever his last name is that I keep forgetting, I apologize. Cousin Richie from The Bear. Cousin! The casting him as Ben Grimm, the Thing, fantastic, loved it. It's clobbering time in the movie though. Sorry to be that guy, not great. Felt like that they could have had a second try on that one. The standout for me here is Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. I know that this was the one that people felt like didn't really match, but he killed it. He did a really great job as Johnny Storm. The relationship between Johnny and Ben in this movie is pitch perfect. It's really great. Every time they bounce off of each other, it's incredibly funny. I loved it. Now, when it comes to Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby, I thought they did a good job. I thought Pedro Pascal definitely plays a more paranoid Reed Richard than the other people who've played Reed Richard have done in the past. Thinks about the worst possible situation all the time, and that's what makes him so dangerous in a lot of the comic books that have come in the past. And I thought Pedro Pascal played that pretty well. I probably would have kept John Krasinski around, that's just my opinion. But I think that the way that they wrote Reed Richards in this film, I don't think that John Krasinski could have done as well as Pedro Pascal did. So did Pedro Pascal blow me out of the water with this performance? No. The only thing that has blown me out of the water so far is everything all over social media with him and Vanessa Kirby at the red carpet and showings. A little weird, but hey, maybe they're just doing it for press. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna. And then Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Good casting. I think she did good. Between her and Pedro, I don't think they necessarily blew me out of the water, but I think they did their jobs. I think they did good. I felt that Joseph Quinn and Eban did the best because of their chemistry, and they just had more to do. But out of the family, I would say Johnny Storm was the most fun one to deal with. Now, my favorite performance in this movie was Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer. She is really great in this movie, like really, really good. Every scene that the Silver Surfer is in is cold. The Silver Surfer is a sick character, and they did it so well in this film. Every scene that the Silver Surfer is in stole the show for me. It was done very, very well. And then let's get into the big man himself, Ralph Ineson, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Galactus. Now, for me, when it comes to Fantastic Four 4 Steps, they had so many things that they needed to do, and it's really, really hard. One, they had to make an actual good Fantastic Four movie. Two, they needed to try and find a way to get this to be the lead-in movie for Avengers Doomsday, which is extremely hard. And three, they needed to make Galactus work. I know there was like a lot of talk on social media about how they changed the ratio whenever Galactus was on screen to demonstrate that size. There were some scenes in here when I was like, oh my god, they nailed the size perfectly, but I don't think that the scale is as good as films that I've seen in the past. The Godzilla movie that came out in that first Godzilla reboot in 2018, maybe that's 20, I don't know, but for the new Godzilla trilogy started, that first film, that first Godzilla reboot, that is the most impressive shot directed form of scale that I've ever seen. That movie makes the monsters look ridiculous, and I was hoping that they were going to do something similar when it comes to Galactus, and I think they tried. I just think on most of the scenes it didn't land. Some scenes it definitely did, but most it didn't. What else can I say about this movie? I really enjoyed the kind of like retro-futuristic feel on this alternate Earth. I think that's certainly something different that they did with the Fantastic Four that I really enjoyed and I thought was very good. The movie definitely does not drag. It's a crisp 1 hour 55 minutes. I think it is the perfect amount of time. I don't think that they overstuffed this or had tried too hard. I also think that the action was pretty good, but really there isn't that much action in this film. This movie focuses on those characters more than it focuses on the action, and that is really how it should be. I think it's a nice change of pace. There are a couple things that I did not like about this movie. Again, I talked about Galactus' scale. I thought the final battle was a bit meh. And I also think whenever it had the job, as I previously mentioned about leading into Avengers Doomsday, I think it was a little bit anticlimactic. But I'm going to let somebody else talk about the post-credit scene at a later date. So yeah, Fantastic Four First Steps. I didn't necessarily think it was fantastic, but I thought it was a really good movie. If I had to pick which one between the war of Superman and Fantastic Four, I think Superman is the better film. I understand how you could probably argue for Fantastic Four, but no matter what, F1 is the movie of the summer. I guess I gotta go watch Happy Gilmore here in the next 4 hours when it comes out on Netflix. Kill me. But overall, I would say Fantastic Four did its job. I think it was a good film. I think you should go check it out. Let me know what you think about Fantastic Four in the comments below. Leave a like on this video. Please subscribe. It would mean a lot. And that's all I got. Peace, love, adios, and bye-bye.